Hi, my name is Sarah. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to talk to you about how we handle our kids' chores. We have 8 children and 1 on the way in less than 2 months to make number 9, and we have done kids' chores or handled kids' chores the same way since the very beginning. Our system we call zones. And it's very simple. If you've watched my videos before about household management type things, I like things simple, or at least what's simple in my own brain. And so the way we've always handled kids' chores is to have a zone where they have their own area that they learn, they master, and they work on for a long period of time. And then it makes things simpler for our household to run. Each child has a zone that they might be in for about 6 months to up to a year and a half. So the benefits of doing zones is that we don't have charts or chore wheels or anything like that to keep track of. Everybody stays on their same job all the time. So that also cuts down on fights. We don't have kids fighting over, I did the dishes last night, it should be her turn this night, or that kind of thing. It also is a benefit for us because the kids get mastery over that skill or that area, and so they're working toward excellence in it, and it is a lot easier for them to work on excellence in it because they get a lot of practice in the same area for a long period of time. The other thing that's great about it is it's a lot easier to hold them accountable. When they have not done a good job or they haven't finished their job, I know exactly who to call because I know whose zone it is that it didn't get done. Another great thing is that they all learn all parts of the house. Every child in our house, the way we're doing it, will learn how to do the laundry. So I feel like it will be a benefit for them as they leave the house. It's not like they never got to learn that part of the household duties. For the most part, we handle our everyday zone directly after each meal. Every kid's zone probably takes 10 to 15 minutes max. If they are staying on top of it. Of course, if you have children, you know that sometimes they can really drag something out. So that means we're doing zones 3 times a day. Meals are a good time for us to do them because a lot of them revolve around the food. We're also usually together around mealtime, so we all get it done, and I can make sure everybody gets it done easily after meals. Of course, when I first had children, I was doing all the jobs because, babies, or before you have kids, you're doing all the jobs. So as my children have grown, I have gradually given them stuff that I am doing. And so I look at their age they're at and the abilities they have. And then as my oldest has gotten older and older, I have realized, okay, I think he is old enough to take care of this well. And sometimes I've made mistakes and decided, no, he's not old enough to take care of that well yet. And so I've tried some different things. So it came, how I assign the chores came by trial and error. But the first job that our kids get in our house is emptying the dishwasher. This starts incredibly young. So when I first had kids, somebody had told me that they put their dishes low. So I did that right away. When Judah was I would say probably young preschooler, I moved all my dishes low into low cupboards, for the most part. And we've kept it that way ever since. So he was able to start alongside of me emptying the dishwasher when he was just probably 3.5 years old. I taught him how to sort the silverware, and he was able to do that. And so emptying the dishwasher has since then remained a tradition in our house as the first job. But now our kids start it much, much younger. And not because I require them to, but because they see their siblings doing it and they want to help out. Noelle just turned 3, and she has been emptying the dishwasher with her siblings probably since about the time she could walk. And so it's good learning skills because they're learning how to sort silverware and different things. They watch the siblings and what they're doing, and they join along. So right now I have Tori and Eli on that zone of emptying the dishwasher. We run our dishwasher 1 time a day. We use paper plates a lot for lunch, and we try to wash by hand all the large dishes and all our pots and pans. So that enables us to just run the dishwasher once a day. So once a day we call those little ones in, and they empty the dishwasher when they're staying on tasks, 10 to 15 minutes tops. And Noelle, if I don't call her, she'll get upset with me because she feels like that is her job too. She joins in and helps empty the dishwasher, and now Hope's starting to crawl up there and pull silverware out too. So the only thing is there are a few things. We keep our glasses, like glass glasses, up higher, and some of our nicer dishes, and so they just put those on the counter for me, and I just put them up there later, or a big kid will help me with that who can reach better. And then also when we first start emptying the dishwasher, I pull out the sharp knives, and right now Tori's 7, she pulls out the knives right away when we just open the dishwasher so the little ones won't accidentally get them. In my household right now, my just turned 7-year-old, my 5-year-old, and my 3-year-old are doing the dishwasher zone. So the next zone that we have is clearing off the table and cleaning the table. So this obviously happens right after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Micah right now is doing that zone, and I typically have kids around 7, 8, or 9 years old doing that zone. He is 9 right now, and he's been doing it for a little while. He clears all the dishes off, puts the food away that's left on the table, then he wipes down the placemats, puts them away, wipes the table, and then he's done. Now recently I got some stools that are silver at the bottom. I have him wiping those down. They're stainless steel or whatever. He wipes those down once a day for me too. And at lunchtime we add in a little extra to each of the older kids' zones, just of the things that need to be done daily around the house. In the last 6 months or so I've added a couple things to his zone because he does a great job and can get the table done in minutes. So in the morning he does half of our guest bath. He just wipes down the sinking counter, and then right after lunch he wipes down the toilet for me. The guest bathroom on the main floor gets cleaned every day. He just breaks it up in half of how he does it. Our next zone up is rinsing all the dishes and loading the dishwasher. Luka's doing this right now, and he's 11. I typically have maybe 9, 10, 11-year-olds doing this rinsing and loading the dishwasher. By this time they know the dishwasher very well. I don't have to even teach how to load it because they've unloaded it for years when they were a little younger. So his little extra thing he does besides rinsing dishes and loading the dishwasher is that right after lunch he also wipes down our main doors and windows on the main floor that get fingerprints on them all the time. When you have little kids and glass doors, you see fingerprints a lot. Usually at lunch we have very few dishes, so this never makes his zone take much longer. So our next zone up is laundry. Laundry I have in my house, I've given it to 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. Belle's doing it right now, and she is 12. She's doing a pretty good job, and I've talked about laundry before. I have a couple other videos that talk about how we do our laundry here, but she gathers laundry from all the bedrooms and from the kitchen every day in the morning. She sorts it. We sort into dark loads and light loads right now. And so she sorts that, and she lines up the baskets she's gonna wash that day, and she starts the first load. Then after lunch, she switches the loads, and then after dinner, she switches again. Whenever she has a clean load, she sorts it into the baskets of each person's laundry so that they can come fold their own laundry. Typically, we do about 2 to 4 loads of laundry a day. On a normal day, if we don't have extra household things to wash, it would just be 2 loads a day. So doing it 3 times a day typically is just perfect for laundry. Sometimes she needs to switch a load at night before she goes to bed too. Her zone also does not take a long time. It takes a little more in the morning for her, but it's a little quicker for her at lunchtime. Finally, our last zone that we have initiated so far in this house is Judah's zone, and he is 14. He just turned 14. We've had all our zones for just over a year now, and he has been doing the floors. Floors are something I've tried to give away earlier than 13 years old, and it has never worked for me. I end up taking them back because I find that they don't do a good job. It may just be us, me, my kids, how I'm training, tools we're using, whatever, but this last year, with him being 13, he's done a much better job finally with the floors, so I'm really happy about that. He sweeps the floors after each meal Some meals it doesn't take much at all, and sometimes it's a mess. Once a day I ask him to Swiffer. Right now that's the wet mop system that we have, and so he throws a Swiffer or two around the kitchen or dining area. A lot of times he'll ask me which part I want done, which part is worse. Otherwise he can kind of decide that too himself. He also takes care of the trash. He checks it after each meal, and if he forgets and I notice that that trash is full, I call him back in. So he takes care of trash and the floors, and that has worked out really well. I have given trash to younger kids before, trash duty, but for us it worked out really well because the floors don't take a long time for him to take that extra little bit of doing the trash as well. Soon I am planning to switch them all, since it's been just over a year that they've been doing their zones. Sometimes they get sick of it, they're like excited about moving on to a new zone, and other ones can sense that maybe the next one might be a little harder. So we've got mixed emotions about that coming. But the hard part about switching zones is it does take a couple weeks of me being very involved, training and calling them back and asking them to do it again. When I switch Tori into Micah's zone of cleaning the tables, I won't have her do the bathroom yet. I wouldn't have a 7-year-old do the bathroom probably. He's only gotten it really since he's been 9. I'll have to rearrange a couple things so that someone else is covering that bathroom. Everybody will move up a job besides that little bathroom piece. And for Judah, I was thinking of having him do one of the things that I've been doing, which will be really nice if I can take the time to train them before the baby comes. The thing I'm going to have him do is putting away all the food, taking care of the leftovers, and wiping down the counters. Oh, and washing the pots and pans, which is something that mostly I do. And so I was going to have him take care of that area, and I'll train him a little bit on it. Scrubbing down pots and pans and washing floors are, they seem to be the things that I've had to wait the longest on for the most part. So you may wonder, when we vacuum and take care of the other parts of our house, dust, that kind of thing. On Saturday morning, I've made a video before about our Saturday morning routine, but we all work together. It takes us about 2 hours and we clean our entire house. Because we spend most of our time on our main floor that's wood floors, we don't find that we need to vacuum. I could, I'm sure, vacuum a lot of parts of our house, but to me, it's just not something that's super important to me right now. We spend most of our time, like I said, on the main floor, so we just take care of the main floor on a day-to-day basis. I do require them to keep their room straightened up and their bathroom straightened up. We have a boys' bathroom and a girls' bathroom. But I'm not good at checking them all the time, so honestly, without that accountability, it doesn't always happen. I do ask them to make their beds every day, though, and I do check up on that, to at least ask them if they did it, even if I don't walk into their room that day. About once a day, I notice, and it's different times of the day, especially depending on if it's a school day or weekend, but we notice like the house has just gotten out of control suddenly. It happens almost every single day, no matter how many times I ask them to all pick up after themselves. It always gets out of hand at least once a day. And so once a day, I'll gather all the kids around. It's usually right after lunch on a school day, after church on a weekend, different times. Sometimes it's right before dinner. And I'll just call everybody together, and I will delegate different areas. I usually put a little kid with a big kid and send them to a room and ask them to pick up. When you have little kids only, my own experience, it does not work very well to just tell them to clean a room up. What they do much better with is detailed instructions or specific instructions. So I'll sit in a room with them, maybe clean or organize one part, but I will, while I'm sitting there, or just sit there, and I will tell them, okay, Eli, I need you to put this specific thing away. And now I need you to put this thing away and this thing away. And as you keep training them that way, they learn how to clean up. But it does take a lot of attention and one-on-one time with mom or an adult or somebody to teach little kids how to clean up. And so now I have a lot of older kids. So my older one can take a younger one into a room and they can give them specific jobs. Okay, you pick up those blankets, you put those pillows on the couch while they're cleaning as well. I'm able to multiply myself teaching these little kids how to clean. But a lot of times their toys are in the basement, so there may be every couple of days I'll go downstairs with the kids if they've let their toy area get out of control, and I'll sit there with them and tell them, okay, you clean this and you clean this, or you clean up all these cars, or that kind of thing. And so watching them, keeping them accountable, and giving them specific detailed instructions helps a lot. I know a lot of people wonder what to do when they just have little kids and it seems like they don't clean well. In my experience, you have to just keep working with them and telling them one thing at a time to do. I wouldn't say we have the most clean house in the whole world. We have 8 children. There are 10 of us living here, and it certainly looks like that some days, but we do try to keep the house as good as we can. By the time we go to bed, it's usually all picked up and looking really nice, so it's nice to wake up to in the morning. So that's how we get it done, and that's how we spread out the love of the zones. So if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments below, and otherwise we'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.